Back with the Lawn Engineer. Today we're going to talk about downspouts. So it's been raining a lot. Downspouts are on my mind. Um, when this house was built, before the yard was put in, I dug in basically piping to direct the water from the downspout away from the house. I recommend doing that. Absolutely must have. You don't want this downspout running into your flower bed or into your grass. It creates a mess. What I would not recommend doing is using this black corrugated tubing. It seems like those corrugations kind of grip the soil, and as it naturally settles and moves away from the house, I've got a slope here. It grabs onto that and kind of pulls it down. So you can see it's a little bit short now. I've got this disconnected for another reason. Um, but anyway, I don't know why it didn't occur to me. I guess because drain tile uses this black corrugated tubing for everything. Then I just went with it. If I were to do it again, I would just put PVC pipe into the ground and then just discharge into this. That way, you don't need this tight connection. You can go with a bigger one, like a transition to make like a funnel, and just dump into there. And you see if you got a leak in the gutter or downspout, or one this way on the pipe. So that leads to today. I've got a special project. I've got a leak somewhere, and I think I know where it is. By the way, I hope this audio is better. As you can see, I figured out how to use my AirPods here as a microphone. So I am listening to you. I saw in the comments, hey, your audio stinks. So, all right. So when it rained hard in the past, I noticed the cedium would get all matted down because the gutter up here on the downspout was plugged and it would overflow. So I went up top, unplugged it. There was nothing bad there. What I think is happening is this downspout here. You can see the pipe I dug into the ground goes down here, down the slope. And as I recall, I terminated that out here somewhere. So originally, that was not planned to be grass in the lawn. It was just brush and woods. And I left it kind of open there. I have since come through, obviously, and leveled this and put grass in there. So I'm thinking the outlet for this downspout pipe is somewhere in there and plugged up. So I got to dig that up and figure out what's going on over there. But first I need to find it. So I've got a plan for that. Let's see if it works. Here's my genius plan. I'm going to take the hose with it on, put it in there. And the idea is I'm going to just track the water down out there. And hopefully I find the end of this and can dig it up. All right, I feel like I'm on a treasure hunt. Oak Island, here I am. Where's the money pit? Now there is a bit of a greener spot I noticed when things were dry. Oh, here's some water. Here we go. If this grass weren't so luscious, it'd be easier to see, but I think I found it right here. Yes! All right, I found it down there. I marked it, and you can see, just as I suspected, I've got a problem out on that end because it's not keeping up with my hose, and I didn't put my hose on very high. Just a little bit of a drip, but I marked it out there with just a little spade, and come back and dig that sucker up and get that fixed. All right, let's dig this thing up, see what we've got. See if we've got any money pit treasure. Oh, feel something. One good reminder here is how nice that soil is. Look at that. Nice. Dark soil. I didn't have to add any in here. So what I was hitting was just a rock. I don't want that. This is becoming like a Oak Island treasure hunt here. I was digging right here because that's where I marked. That's where I had the water. And I was about to go put the hose back in the spout there to try to look again because I couldn't find anything. And I stepped right here into a hole. So I'm going to put this back. And actually, I found it right here. It is not completely blocked, but there's some dirt in it. You can see here. So I've got a couple options. It's not flowing good enough like that, so I could just dig it out here and let it come out, or dig it back. It's coming from up there. Dig it back and let it come out underneath, those rocks, elevated. But I think I don't want to trash all this turf here. So what I think I'm going to do is put some sort of termination here that lets it just kind of bubble up. But I'm going to dig around this a little bit better to get an idea of exactly how deep it is and everything. I've cleaned it up quite a bit here. Um, it's not very deep at all. It's amazing this grass is growing so well over it because there's hardly any dirt there, but you can't even see where it is up here. Um, but I just cleaned it out for a little bit here. I think I'm going to leave it like that and do some shopping, see what kind of ends I can get to terminate that and make sure it stays open. It's been about a week or so since I've worked on this downspout and cleared the end of it out here. I was planning on putting a pop-up emitter on the outlet side there to keep it clear. But since I've cleared out the end here, we had a pretty good rainstorm. And I observed this and I left this connection a bit loose so I could tell what was happening so it wouldn't overflow at the gutter, but it would overflow here. And surprise, surprise, it was still overflowing big time here. So my fear is that if I put an emitter on the end, or one of those pop-up emitters to keep it clear and kind of just let it bubble out, it's going to make that situation even worse. So really my only option now is to come back down here and dig this out further and hopefully find that part of it is crushed up here. So I'm going to get to that right now. Didn't really want to do it, but that's what I have to do. Oh, one other thing down here. You can see this big old oak tree tipped over. Not exactly sure when, but basically right on the property line. Almost took out the neighbor's shed there, but it didn't. Anyway, interesting stuff. Always something to do. All right, let's get this thing dug up a little bit and see if we can find anything. Well, just as I suspected. Look at that baby's was in there crushed. Although maybe I did some of that right now with the shovel, but it looks like it's pretty well flattened, so I guess the plan is get it back here enough where that stops. I should be good to go. Then maybe I can put on my emitter. Wow, this is amazing. Look what I've uncovered. I think it is a Templar era drain tunnel to flood the money pit. This corrugated tubing looks to be dated from, I'd say, the late 1300s. All right, looks like I've gotten back to a good section. You can see this 4 feet here was just crushed. You know, it's my fault. I didn't have it buried very deep at all. And as soon as it went back a little bit deeper, that section is fine again. I think at this point I'm just gonna dig it back to the rock wall. I've already tore this thing up like a groundhog anyway, so might as well keep going to get it out of the yard here. There, just like it never happened. Everybody's gonna come dig here, try to find a treasure, because I did such a good job of covering my tracks. They don't know I got it already. Okay, let's get this. I'm just gonna go up about halfway here and terminate it, I guess. All right, I just dug this thing back, terminated it up here closer to the rock wall, and I found it was crushed. I thought that was my only problem, but also this thing is extremely heavy and it's just full of gutter debris. It's just absolutely full of this. Looks like maple seed helicopters, even some are sprouted. That was the problem here, so. It's even up in this tube here. Just packed. So, obviously I had a flow problem and that stuff was building up in there. I think it all built up before that section that was crushed and just made things real bad. So it's supposed to rain real heavy this afternoon, so I'm gonna come out and observe that. Hopefully all that stuff gets flushed out, and then I can come put a proper termination on this and button this thing back up. Here's another reason, folks, I would never use this crap again. I know a lot of this was my fault, but just put PVC pipe in the ground. Okay. The promised rain is here. It's raining pretty good, so I wanted to come check on my work here. I'm at the downspout. You can see there is no water coming out of here, so that is a very good. All right, I'm down at the outlet. I dug out water's just starting to come out of there. And of course, I'm gonna build a little bit of level. I've got a bit of a pond there, but it looks like things are coming out good. All right, so I think I eliminated my problem there. I'm just gonna walk back up to the top here and make sure there's no water coming out up here. And there is not. So I'm gonna call that a win. I got 99 problems, but now a downspout isn't one of them. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. I'm gonna go get in and out of this rain. Adios.